Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness, a day late, but never really late. You understand? Some people been waiting on this, and we told you guys, hey, if you don't see us this day, look for us the next day. Look for us. We coming. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Welcome to the Cowboys OG podcast, where once again, three dynamic content creators in Cowboy land join forces like the Avengers, and we come together as one to try to give y'all just a flat out truth. That's the bottom line. We're not here with no innuendo, nothing like that. We're just here to come to tell, the truth. Whether you accept it or not, it's gonna be the truth. Of course, according to our perception. So it's good to be with you guys tonight. Some of us have been on individually, but I purposely did not watch Neither one of these guys this week. I purposely didn't watch it because I already know they're gonna have something to say, and who knows, we might have a little fight tonight. We just might, but that's how we do it in OG land. That's how we do it. And then
we're gonna do it respectfully.
Yeah, we do it respectfully, just in case, Ladies and gentlemen, I do have to introduce you. We may have new viewers here, so let me introduce the panel tonight. Right up there at the top is my fraternity brother, my brother. The one and only Cowboy Joe is in the building. Put your hands together. Yeah. Right there in the middle is what I call the glue. I call him the glue. He's the philosopher of the crew. And he a bad boy without a doubt. Been a bad boy, just like Joe. Cowboy Joe. These some bad brothers, man. And this dude in the middle is legendary. As far as I'm concerned, been legendary. I'm just glad he got a microphone in his face. Put your hands together for my brother B Bird in the building. Yeah. I think y'all clapping a little bit too long on that one. Now, B Bird.
It's good.
What did you say? It felt good.
It's good.
And then, of course, I'm just me on Big Time and the Big Time Show. We're here together. Y'all pretty much know who I am. Let's talk.
Hey, Big Time.
Yo.
Let me say one thing, man. This will be real quick. So they put me in charge of going and finding a new van for our church. So I went to the small country town, man, El Campo, Texas. My first time going there. I went off the road to go to this Ford dealership. It's in the middle of town. They don't do that no more. I went into the dealership, and they had one car on the showroom floor.
One car.
I wanted to use the restroom. They said, "No, you can't use it here. You got to go back to where we service the cars at to get it." So I went on back there. This country town, man. So everybody in there older than me. Then I went in there and we finally made the deal. But, it's in the church name. So I told them, I say, well, we made the deal. I'm going to go home. So I went home. Called them back late on the afternoon. Hey, did everything go through? And they said, well, now the guy said, yeah, man, look, I went to lunch. So now the finance guy gone to lunch. So when he come back, we'll start working on the deal. So at the end of the day, I called him back. Y'all worked up. No, we ain't got to it. We'll get to it tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
But that's how OGs roll, man. We ain't in no rush to do nothing, man. We missed yesterday. We're going to get to it today, baby. That's all it is to it, man.
One thing we ain't going to let you down. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
If you just hang on, everything's going to be all right. Man, you crazy, B-Bird. That's a crazy story. I could go so many ways with that. It's unbelievable, but I'm going to leave that alone. But they ain't got nothing to do with football, what I'm thinking about right now.
That's what I was thinking about when he said it.
Yeah, all right. See, I already know. Everybody else in the chat know too.
Like the movie 42.
Look, hey, let's go to work. Hey, watch this, y'all. Check it out. Hey, let's all thank God B-Bird made it back to the microphone.
Yeah, he made it back.
Yeah, thank God. Because see, I'm thinking a total different way right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I made it, man.
I made it. I like that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about. I want to say, everybody share if you can. Share, hit the like button for sure. Everybody, wherever you're watching from, hit that like button. Want to make sure I'm going to go ahead and turn the party over to Cowboy Joe as we always do, and let him start the train rolling, and we'll roll on from there. So Cowboy Joe, as they say it's a I ain't gonna say that. They used to say it's a blank show on the dance floor. So I ain't gonna even call you that, but it's showtime. You on the dance floor, Cowboy Joe.
Oh man, glad to see you guys. And so we got breaking news on the show today. So Javonte Williams, so 3 years, $24 million. Just based on some of the comments I've seen. So the Cowboy universe seems to be okay with this deal. I know my son is excited. He's a huge Javonte Williams fan, but I think the way they did this deal, guys, it still just leaves them room to do other things if they want to go, get another back, which I think they should. If Jeremiah Love somehow falls to us, you can still do Jeremiah Love. So it's really a good deal. And I think if I'm Jerry, what I'm trying to do in this offseason is do things that are DAC friendly. So this is a DAC friendly contract. And but yeah, I think it was a good signing. It was so we can get into that if you guys want to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the thing about that signing is it's I'm sorry, was you through Cowboys, Joe? I'm sorry.
I'm through, yeah.
Okay. So the thing about that signing was it was really fair for everybody. It's really 2 years, $16 million guaranteed. So I mean, that's a really good contract for Javonte coming from where he came from. You know, as a running back, they don't get paid much anyway. We talked about it on here before. A running back doesn't stop you from doing anything. These are the contracts that kind of Jerry and Steven kind of, you know, they kind of thrive with these type of deals, these lower tier. They kind of struggle with the bigger ones. No, they do struggle with the bigger contracts. But the thing about Javonte is, man, that he's a physical back, man. And the thing about it is physicality matters in January and February. You might be in some cold, rainy places, man. I'd rather physicality than speed and all the other kind of stuff. And he does have speed too. But he brought some physicality to our team last year, where he ran over a couple of people, man. And if you're going to be a running team, man, that's what you need. So I like that. It got it out the way. We got a few more big ones to go, but you know, or another big one to go, that is. But you know, this is a good start.
B-Bird hit the main thing, and I see Kels is in the building, and Kels is.
What's up, Kels?
She's also hit the main thing. When you get long-term deals or multi-year contracts, the thing that you need to look at the most is the guaranteed money.
Correct.
That's where all the business is. So you just heard B-Bird say it, $16 million for 2 years is $8 million a year. Traditionally not what the Cowboys you really want to pay a running back, but they know, or at least they got a good sample size of what this dude is. And he definitely is a part of the number one offense in many categories of the league. And like I told you guys when we were together last time, if it's not broke, don't fix it. This kid is young still got fresh legs,
Yes.
Still effective, had his best year, obviously. Great addition. Plus, you don't have to worry about this at all now. Now, I'm going to take it a different direction very quickly, and we can turn it back over to Joe in a minute and continue on with this a lot, and I'll say this to the chat. I want to go back to Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones said that Javonte Williams was number one on the list. Now, I heard him say that, and I be dang. They didn't waste no time. Free agency didn't even open. That's what I'm taking from it. Like, okay, this is a little different here. They didn't even waste time. He said it, and I be dang. Before free agency even open, he's already signed. And so there was no procrastination. There was no, waiting till the last minute like they always do. This is before the door even opened. And so I could look, I've been doing it lately, but I'm shocked. I commend whoever's in charge of getting this thing done. I commend them. That if you know what you want, you just go out and just go get it. George Pickens was not number one on the list, according to Stephen Jones. He's always said that Javonte Williams was the number one guy on the list. And I be dang. They acted like it. And so I give kudos to whoever, if you want to say is Steven, Jerry, Will, whoever you want to say. I commend them for doing that. And that's what I want to, this is different. We don't usually sign our free agents this early. We don't do that. And we did it today. So the Cowboys are so far, I gotta say that they're serious about this right now. And hey, they got one check off the box. Now let's move to the next box and let's see if it is Pickens. Let's see if a lot of people are saying that this talk's supposed to happen during the combine. Well, the combine is coming up. We'll see if there's some type of communication or whatever the case may be. But on today, I commend Jerry, Steven, whoever it is. I commend them for getting it done and over with. We ain't got to worry about it. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah, we can. I want to. Do you guys hear the echo?
You hear echo? I'm sorry.
Okay, it was a little bit. I don't hear it now. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to go back to what happened earlier in the week with the press conference. So last time we met, I said that Jerry and Steven did need to attend that press conference, and they didn't attend it. There were some people that were saying that this was normal for them, which it wasn't normal for me. Yeah. I'm pretty much thinking that, whatever is going on there, especially something as a big a signing as this one, I think they're typically there. So for them not to be there.
Well, I do want to say one thing before you go, Joe. They did clarify. Yeah. They said that the last 4 defensive coordinator announcements or press conference introducing them, they were not there. So I was thinking the same thing you were thinking.
Yeah.
That was a great sign, but they said it hadn't been at the last 4.
Yeah, and I think that them not being there was, really good for Christian Parker and Shotty. I think the way, the press conference went, obviously Christian Parker knocked it out of the park. And so, I still think it's kind of a, underwear Olympics as far as the coaching and all of that. But Christian Parker really, I thought he was terrific. So now we just got to look at what other parts of the team they're going to put together. But yeah, I think this running back signing, it leaves them a lot of room to sign other players. And but I think they done got up to a good start big time with the press conference earlier this week, the running back signing. And so, my son Jules, he calls these dominoes. He wants to see certain dominoes falling. So he called the first 2. They done failed. And so now we just got to see what's going to happen with Pickens. I think they off to a good start. And we're going to just see what happens in the days ahead.
So one of the things about that I came out, I didn't get the chance to listen to all the Christian Parker's interview, but I did listen to most of it. One of the things that came out is that they interviewed pretty much 40 people, man. So that was pretty good. That's unlike anything that they've ever done. And say Jerry was in on all 40 of them. So, and the last one was Christian Parker, and he kind of blew them away. So I like that. I like that they did do their due diligence. That's unlike what we do. We already have guys in our mind that we want here for other reasons. Eberflus, like Cowboy Joe, I always give you credit for breaking this, is that that they were only paying him partial of his money because Chicago still owed him. And so, other reasons that's not football reasons, right? Like that has nothing to do with football. That has nothing to do with the best candidate. It got something to do with your finances. And so this time, I think they just went for the best. They casted a wider net than what they normally do. Not as wide as I would have liked because, I would like the defensive coordinator from Minnesota to get a call. But, they did cast a wide net, and I liked his confidence. I like his intelligence. And I think, man, if you want to do something, you want different results, you got to do something different, man. And I think he is different. So we'll see. And the whole coaching staff, together, man, it's a different looking coaching staff, and everybody here know what I'm talking about. And I really think, man, it's almost like this, like in big time. You're in school. It's certain things that certain kids can't get over on my wife that they can get over on somebody else, right? Mm-hmm. And so my wife like, nah, you look like me. No, I already know you. No, you're going to go do this. And so she's pretty, not strict, but she can kind of handle those people a little bit differently and better. And so I think, man, this staff here is, I just got a feeling there ain't going to be no excuses being given or accepted around here. I think they're going to hold these boys' feet to the fire. Hey, if you ain't doing your job, you got to go, partner. So I hope that's what it is.
All of y'all are right, and I kind of listen to what you say, so I try to kind of come with different perspective on what you're saying, because B-Bird said a lot of stuff that I was going to say. I was glad, to go back to Joe, I was glad that Jerry and Steven were not there. They've never really been there for the defense coordinators, as y'all heard before. But in this particular case, I was glad they were not there. Simply because if Jerry would have been there, you already know the reporters would have asked him some questions, and we would have got these, Little House on the Prairie stories and all that type of stuff. And what has been wasting time and all that. But with Jerry not being there, it gave more microphone time to Christian Parker. And in the case we were at, being the last ranked defense, I think most fans wanted to hear what he had to say. And even with Schottenheimer as well, I'd rather hear from those two than anybody else. I don't want to, I know we're going to hear from position coaches coming up as the year goes on, but these are the two guys that's pretty much only person was missing with a special team coach. That's it. I'd rather hear from Schottenheimer from an offense perspective and then the defense perspective, and just see how they kind of, what they look like together. You know what I'm saying? In a room together. I was very impressed with the both of them. Schottenheimer, so far has knocked everything out of the park, as far as I'm concerned. But it was good to hear Christian. The part that I couldn't stand was looking at chat groups, not the reporters. I'm sorry, Chet. I just got to say it. So I'm sorry. I don't like when people are shocked that black people can talk articulate.
I hate that word.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate that word.
If it would have been, let's just be honest. If it would have been Jim Leonard, nobody would have said, so articulate. They wouldn't have said that. They would have just went along and said, hey, the man knows his position and all that. But for some reason, when black people talk articulate, it's news. And I didn't like that. But anyway, that was a lot of chats and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Here's what I got out of it, y'all. B-Bird, you say you didn't listen to it all. Probably need to go peep it out again. I don't know what part you didn't listen to. And those in the chat, I'm quite sure everybody in the chat kind of probably heard it by now. He gave us some clues of what he's looking for in a player, especially at that nickel position. He went into detail about that. And if you weren't out there, I'll give kind of like a Cliff Note version. He wants this guy to do everything. He wants his nickel to cover. He wants his guy to line up as a linebacker. He wants his guy to even get on the edge sometime and blitz. And so what it sounds like to me is he wants a football player. That's what it sounds like, a guy, but he got to be somewhat fast to be covering people, and he got to be physical if you're talking about hitting people. So that to me, I thought that may, at least for me, the first thing I did was that I went and did another mock draft according to kind of what he said. Because for everybody think they got this thing figured out, I don't know that quite yet. They asked him about the front. He said this, and I didn't believe him. He come in lying a little bit. Noop got a little smoothness to him. He said I was in, the front seven is pretty good. And I said, no, Noop. No. The front seven ain't good. The defensive linemen are good. That room is pretty good. Linebacker, I don't know about that now. So you can look at it a couple different ways. He can attack it free agency, obviously, or, of course, he can talk about the draft. But I didn't quite believe it at all when he talked about, saying that, the front seven, the Cowboys front seven is pretty good. No, it's not. The defensive lineman is pretty good, but not about the linebacker. So I think that when we start talking about corners, as far as drafting, I think you probably need to go back and listen to him as far as a nickel goes. The guy that it sounded like to me, the guy that was, even though I don't believe we're gonna get him, but if Caleb Downs falls there right there, it is no question who we taking. Yeah. It's no, because he described Caleb Downs. I think that kid from Oregon is not too far off from Caleb. I think it's
Dillman or something like that.
Element or whatever.
Dillman, I can think of
Element. Yeah, he fits that role as well. And then of course when we start talking linebacker, and see that's the wild card. You know, I don't mean to go too long, but this free agency thing is gonna be kind of interesting. Because I got a feeling that the way he's talking, and he didn't confirm it at all, but I got a feeling he got his eyes on, if that means people coming with him from Philadelphia, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got my brother Jay Bryan in here. He's officially my scout guy and film guy, even though I watch film too. But
is he the 49er guy?
No, Jay Bryan, Cowboy fan.
Okay.
He's a Cowboy fan.
Okay.
And Jay will be able to tell me what Dylan, I'm quite sure he's already watched it. So just be looking in the chat and see how do you like Jay? Jay, do you like Dylan Thiem? And I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I know I'm not pronouncing it.
So is he your buddy that was a scout for the NFL?
No. My buddy for the scout of the NFL was Marlon is
okay.
He's related to actually an assistant GM in the NFL.
It is Marlon, yeah.
Marlon Haynes.
Okay.
So,
hey, big time. Yo, can I say one thing?
Yeah, I don't want too long anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and Joe, I'm just going to add this one thing now. They did an interview with him, Christian Parker, at some point in time. He had a sit-down interview. I don't know if he was with Philadelphia or whatever. And to echo what you said, he said he thinks that the most important position on the field is a nickel cornerback.
Yeah.
He said that. And so when he said that, and I didn't catch that in the press conference, but it mirrors everything that he said. And when he said that, when you was talking, and I looked down, I said, you know what? It sounded like Jordan Lewis.
Yeah. Terry just brought out, and see, if y'all see the chat down there, I don't know how to confirm it or not, but I know the fan base is talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah, Minkah,
which would be a great addition to the team. So that's why I was saying we don't know exactly. They're keeping the hands close to the vest as of now. And we may not hear nothing from Christian Parker for a while, to be honest with you. And that's the way I like it, actually. So we'll just have to see, do they want to go to the young route or they want to go the experience route? Me personally, it just depends on the position. I love the experience route. That's how you get it fixed kind of quickly with guys that can flat out play. And it is crazy. I see you, Jay Bryant. I see you. Just put something in there. Okay.
Yeah, Jay Bryant. I'm from Oak Cliff, so I feel you.
Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. I ain't mean to go that long.
No, you're good. You want to go first, B-Bird?
Go ahead.
No, it's your turn, brother. Go on.
Okay, so two things. I saw we cut Logan yesterday, Logan Wilson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was a clue where this is going. So I talked about this on the show with my son. So when the Cowboys played the Bills the first time in Pasadena and they won the first Super Bowl, so the following training camp, they was down in Austin, Texas. They was practicing down there. So I drove down to Austin with a friend of mine. And so the player that you guys are describing and what Christian Parker is talking about is really Darren Woodson. So I went down there and I watched practice. And so Darren Wilson's rookie year, he played a lot. Yes. But going into his second season, before training camp even started, Jimmy Johnson said Darren Wilson is starting. He told James Washington about it. James Washington was not happy with it.
Yes.
And Jimmy said, I'm not worrying about James Washington. He's going to play. He's going to be fine. And so both of them played. And in fact, James Washington should have been the MVP of the Super Bowl that next year. So where I'm going with that is when I watched the practice guys, when I saw Darren Wilson line up before preseason started, I watched the whole practice. He was all over the field big time. He was covering the running backs. He was covering the receivers.
Tight ends.
He was covering tight ends. he was coming down in the box there.
Physical.
So physical. So when you watch these safeties, Thieneman, and when you watch the Ohio State guy, that's who they remind me of. They can play all over the field, and that's the kind of linebackers he's looking for too. So I think we just need to just sit back and let him cook. But I think what we've been talking about on our shows before, this safety and linebacker room, if they can get this thing figured out and get the kind of players that he wants, I still think we can turn this thing around quicker than people think.
I'm gonna throw one name in. I don't mean to, and Bieber, you get it right here. You see, I think Blankenship is in play here too. I do. His safety with Philadelphia, who's a free agent. I think that Blankenship is in play. I mean, what better way to kind of speed up the process with a guy that already knows the position, knows what he's looking for, and Blankenship. I'm not saying he Caleb Downs, and I'm not saying he's all these other guys. But Blankenship is a day one plug-in starter who fits that narrative that he's looking for. Blankenship, we played him. We saw Blankenship was everywhere. He lined them up almost kind of as a chess piece, like a queen on the board. Blankenship was in the linebacker spot. I've seen Blankenship blitz from the edge, and then of course he plays safety. Sometimes I even seen Blankenship play single high safety, and that's crazy. So if you're talking about that, you're talking about a guy who obviously still has some range. You're not playing single high safety if you don't have no range. You go on one-on-one with DeJean and then Quinyon Mitchell. So I think that he comes into you. I just say let's just add his name into this because of the familiarity that he has with Christian Parker. And I see Marlon just popped in.
Marlon is here.
Yeah, I'll take. Fitzpatrick. Proven. I'll take him too. But when we start talking about people like Fitzpatrick, and we start talking about people like Blankenship, now we talking about money. And if there's a gap, how much really is the gap? I think Fitzpatrick is a better player, but what is the real gap between the two, and how much is that gap worth?
Yeah.
So I don't care what nobody say. Till the Cowboys show me differently, they cheap. So that's the bottom line. So I think that just based off what he said, because see the fan base had kind of dictated what we need, what that player looks like. The fan base was doing it. We ain't heard nothing from Christian Parker. We didn't hear anything, but we heard from him now. And since he said that, I have to look at the draft a little bit differently, especially that nickel. I ain't never heard nobody say, I just want a football player at the nickel position, somebody that can line up on all three levels. I ain't never heard that from a defense coordinator. And once I heard that, I said, okay, let me look at Theo. I know Downs can do that. Let me look at that kid from Oregon, since everybody keep calling about it. Let me think about Blankenship. Let me think about Minka Fitzpatrick. Let me think about these guys. And that would fit him. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go that long.
No, you're good. I've been of the mind that we need two new safeties. I think our safeties are not athletic enough. I don't see them making plays down the field. I'm just really out on our two safeties, and I've been like that for a couple of years. And I'll tell you what it was, man. It's a simple play. Not only every time our corners get beat, our safety's never there. But it was a play, I guess, against New York Giants maybe 2 years ago, and it was called back. But anyway, Hooker ended up picking up the ball and running with it. And he was running it back, and he was clearing the field. Man, the tight end caught him from behind. Walked him down. I was like, whoa, dog. I said, man, if a tight end walking you down, not that tight ends are slow, but it shows me the lack of athletic ability that we have back there. And we need better athletes back there. So I'm of the mind of getting two. really, if you get Minka and draft a guy, I would love that. Another thing too, man, and I understand what you're saying, big time, but between Blankenship and Minka, and I know the Cowboys look at, okay, what's the most efficient way to do this, right? Like, at some point you got to say, this is go get the better player.
Yeah.
Let's just go get the better player, man. We're not gonna worry about saving, because I think this, man. I said this before. If I make the best pie, sweet potato pie in America, and I say, okay, I'm gonna start selling it, right? Then I said, you know what? I can save some money by getting great value sugar. Man, I don't need that real good butter I used to use. You know what I'm saying? I don't need all the stuff. And little bit by little bit, at first, the first taste, you change one ingredient, it won't be that bad. It kind of tastes like, but over time, now that pie don't even taste like the pie that you even started with. Why? Because you change little things here, little things there. You cut back here, cut back there. Now you don't even have a great pie no more. It's just a regular old pie now. And so that's what the Cowboys do, man. They like, we don't really need to spend that much here. We need to save here, save there. This is a competition. Yeah. They got folks out there making good pies. You better make the best pie if you want to win. And so I think going to Reed Blankenship, man, that'll be, it'll be an upgrade over what we have slightly. But I think if you want a playmaker, a guy back there that's going to make a difference, a guy that can make a difference in you being, deep in the playoffs or at home, I think you got to go with Minka Fitzpatrick.
I like it.
So I'm going to do this for the most part all off season, all the way up to whatever the last transaction can be made. My thing with the Cowboys, man, we've seen them do 30 years of doing things a certain way, and it hasn't worked. They can't tell me where what they've done has worked. From the salary cap, we talking about trades, just whatever transaction you can think of. And so I'm just gonna say that I want Blankenship, Fitzpatrick. I want you to run out every ground ball that you can get. I want you to turn over every card. We're 30 years, guys. So I don't want to hear anything about your salary cap and about your pie to your point, B Bird. Man, and the thing about it is these ideas that we're talking about, you can actually do them. You can get Minka Fitzpatrick and you can get Blankenship. There's just nowhere you can tell me they can't. So we can change the names, but what we need to see them do this offseason with this new coordinator, with what Shadi is doing, I think Shadi is kind of going back to the way his dad ran the organization, the way he did things. So my thing with Jerry and Steven, I'm just not giving them much room for this. We got so much pie and, we're going to wait till everybody gets signed. Man, we are done with that. So to answer your question, you can get Blankenship, you can get Fitzpatrick. You can also draft a safety. This team, we just don't have talent. And so B-Bird, you talked about this on multiple shows we've had. So we just had Christian Parker hired. Terrific interview. Think he's going to be a terrific coach. I think he's going to be a head coach at some point. But to your point, B-Bird, until they get him some players, he's fighting an uphill battle. And I just want to see Jerry. No, I don't want to see Jerry and Steven. I want to see Shadi get this thing done and get some good players in here and get this safety room turned around, this linebacker room, man. That's why cutting Logan Wilson. I've talked about Jimmy cutting Jack Del Rio back in the day. Jimmy was just like, man, what we're doing, you can't do this. We need way faster players. We need way better players. So that's what I want to see this offseason. I don't want to hear the excuses.
Let me throw something in since you just said Logan Wilson. For those that do not know, I believe that the number is that we saved is $6.6 million for letting Wilson go. So that the Cowboys are working. I mean, I know we're not kind of used to this thing, and I'm one that's very skeptical, and I just can't believe what I'm seeing. Why I really have no complaints as of yet, but they really are working. They've already started that. They just want to throw that out there. I'm blessed. I'm blessed because I got people that want to help me in this podcast journey, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed because of two guys that are here with me. But I've been recently blessed by a couple of these people that y'all seeing in these chats. Jay Bryant is one of them.
They own it.
And Kale's is I'm sorry, see, like Kale just corrected me. I say 6.6, she says 6.5. I mean, hey, I take it. These people, I get text messages from Kale's. And one of the text messages that she gave me was, and keep in mind when I first introduced you guys to her, I told you guys she's very connected in the building. So she gave me a text weeks ago, and I'm gonna let it out now. I'm not gonna read it all, but she gave me the safeties who the Cowboys were looking at in the Senior Bowl. One of the names that popped out to me, because I've already done a little film work on it, Jay Bryant, I need you to look at this name here, because you put a lot of names out there that's a cornerback and safety type dude. Those combinations, which is perfect, and every person that you named was right. However, let's throw out a name that nobody knows real quick, and his name is Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Emmanuel McNeil Warren from Toledo. I looked at him. He's from Toledo. He's a strong safety, hybrid type nickel type dude. He jumps off the film. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, when I call that name, now nobody knows him because he's not on Caleb Downs, as far as draft status level like that. I don't know if you peeped him out, Jay Bryant, but I need you to work on that one. Emmanuel McNeil. It's Emmanuel McNeil Warren. The best safety, Mr. Burns, is Caleb Downs. That's an easy one. Caleb Downs may be the best player in the draft, period, regardless of position. That's how bad he is. A lot of people got him as the number one player overall on the board, and that's above the Heisman Trophy winner. That's above Kane, and that's above all these guys. This dude is really the truth. So we're not anticipating Downs to be there at 12, but it's some bad boys. And let me give you the names real quick, y'all. The Cowboys were looking at Caleb Downs, obviously, from Ohio State. This is what Kale sent me. The Cowboys were looking at Michael Taffy from Texas. You guys may be familiar with him.
I am, yeah.
The kid from LSU, AJ Housey, who's a bad boy too. And then a kid, I already gave you McNeil Warren, and then safety Kamari Ramsey from USC.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See there, Jay Bryant already on me. See what I'm saying? He said he's seen him. The kid I was talking about, Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah.
See, he said he's second round right now. He got him as second round guy.
I hear that Caleb. I heard that latest Caleb Downs news, huh?
Yes. So I'm saying there's what I'm trying to tell you guys is, other than the obvious names, the kid from Oregon, Thielman, Downs, the safety room, this draft is pretty thick.
Yeah.
And whoever, if you want to go the young route, there's some legitimate ball players that fit the narrative now of what Christian Parker was talking about, the hybrid type safety. If you want to use a modern day, y'all brought up Darren Woodson, perfect guy. But if you want to go use today, the name is Kyle Hamilton from Baltimore. If that type of safety, y'all, that's what we're talking about, that type of dude. If you get that type of dude in your defensive lineup, a guy just like Kyle Hamilton, man, look, you ready to play football. And I'm talking about at a very high level. So if those names I just called out, trust me, and I trust what Kale sent me. I trust what Jay Bryant sent me. Hey, guys, I got to put it. Hey, Jay Bryant, I need you to help. Look, I don't mean to overwork you, but I need you to help my guy B-Bird and Cowboy Joe. You just look. You just help the Avengers out. Don't help nobody else now. Don't help nobody else. You just help B Bird and Cowboy Joe out. And we can use all this advantage, all of the stuff. It's just good to have good people, man. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
It's just good to have good people who want to see you do good in what you're doing. I wish I could take a lot of the credit. I'm not taking no credit. They got the time to look at a lot of this stuff. I don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say this to expand on your point. And, I use Tankathon. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like Pro Football Focus either. Mm-hmm. So it really just depends. It's to each his own. But to your point, so on Tankathon, Caleb Downs is the number one safety. Yes. So McNeil Warren is number 2.
Wow.
Thieneman is number 3. So, but the thing that I want to point out about McNeil Warren is the Cowboys don't have a second, third, or fourth round pick.
Yeah.
So my thing is this, and I'm gonna just keep talking about this, guys. What the Cowboys cannot do is draft somebody wherever they play, wherever they pick and reach. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you do, just take a good player. So I'm set out that to say this big time and B Bird. If the Cowboys get down to 20 and they get washed out, if they take Thieneman, not Thieneman, I'm sorry. If they take McNeil Warren with the 20th pick, I won't have a problem with it.
Well, you're not alone, because look at what Jay just said.
Yeah.
Look what Jay said right here. Look.
Yeah, just take him at 20. And I'm gonna do you one better.
Wow.
In the 23 draft, the Cowboys wanted a tight end. And they took Mozzie with their 23rd pick. What they should have done, they should have taken Laporta at 23 and just called it a day. If you had taken Laporta at 23, right now he's probably going to his second contract instead of Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson is your number 2. Mm-hmm. So wherever you pick at, guys, just take a good player and don't look back. So at 20, if he's there, just take him.
I don't want to brush over that, because you brought up a tremendous point. If the draft structure stays the way that it is, you can't dismiss and say you can't dismiss and say, well, the Cowboys gonna be all right. They are missing. They're gonna be all right. They are missing a second and third round pick. Now, somebody may come and say, well, that's what free agency is for. And you very well may be right. I'm not arguing with that. But keep in mind, they don't have this. So a lot of these names that you saw earlier in the chat, if it stays the same, the Cowboys won't have a chance in the world to get some of these guys, because some of those guys will go in the second and third round for sure. No question about it. So what Joe was saying is, look, if that's your guy and he got a second round grade, well, you at the bottom of the first round. I don't know, would that be considered a reach, or you just don't want nobody else to get it? Look, if he's the guy, shoot, go get him. That's the way I feel about it. I'm sorry, B-Bird.
So I've always felt that way, but I do have. I was going to update y'all on this breaking news. I think Caleb Downs got caught with some drugs or whatever. Or at least that's what I'm spreading. So he can fall down a little.
I heard you say that. I was like, what?
No, I'm trying to get that out there, man. So we're going to try to get that out there. Hey, so y'all share, like, and subscribe, man. We got to get that out there.
I love it.
Yeah. So, but what were we talking about? You just said something before that. I'm sorry.
No. We was talking about,
I got what you're saying. So let me explain something, man. So I once proposed this to somebody. I said, hey, man, is there a player you would give up your whole draft for? And the person told me, there's no way I give up my whole draft. I said, okay. So, no, there's too many players to give up a whole draft for. And I said, suppose it's Peyton Manning. Now, I'm talking about in retrospect. And then the guy said, yeah, I probably would. I said, yeah. Because what it is when it's your guy, go get your guy. That's what it is. At 20, if his name McNeil Warren is gonna be your guy he's gonna be a Pro Bowler go get your guy. It doesn't matter if it's a second round or 20th pick. Go get your guy. Have some conviction about your process, and say, no, this guy's gonna be good, man. And we can get him at 20, and we sleeping well if he's that good. Now I don't know anything about it. I'm just giving you just kind of
He a bad boy,
an
B-Bird.
example. Yeah,
No,
and if
I
he's
ain't,
as good,
I
I see
ain't
some
putting no
people here
stamp on him. He ain't bad. He a bad boy.
I see some people that are talking about him that I respect. So,
Yeah.
and that's how I look at the draft. I'm not as on the draft like y'all are, but I got people I respect, and I'll be like, they said he's good. So, but no, at 20, if it's 20 and he's your guy, you ain't picking till the 5th round or 4th round or whatever.
Yeah.
Go get your guy and sleep well with it.
Yeah. Let me say this real quick. Kels, I put that note up there. I need to know this from you because you think you slick. So when you say that he's high on the safety, is that in a particular order, or is it just names you just put out there? I'll leave that there. So you see the names I got up there. It was that in order, or was that just the names that were there? And if it's in order, now another whole conversation can come about, because why is Dylan Thielman 4th? You see what I'm saying? And everybody been saying he's number 2 behind down, which is interesting enough. So again, Kels will answer that in just a second. She said no particular order. Okay, so let me kill that. Me, I like Thielman. I do. I really do. But let me tell you something about McNeil Warren, and maybe I just need to go do a comparison again, because when I saw him, I said, "Whoa, who is this dude?" I mean, he jumps off the film, and I like him. That's all I can say. Let me get this off here. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I think that so they got Thielman. He's ranked the overall 38th player. McNeil Warren is the 34th player. So if you get either one, you're probably going to be good. And the other thing that we got to talk about is this happens a lot in draft season. We do a lot of mock draft. Me and my son, we did them. We did last night. I said, you know what, we're gonna do one trade back, 12 pick. We're not doing any trades. I think what people are assuming is that the 20th pick, you're going to be able to trade down. That's an assumption, but you shouldn't assume that, because what if you're at 20 and your phone is not ringing to trade down? You have to stay there and pick. And then the other thing is, what if your phone is ringing, but they're not giving you what you want for your 20th pick? You got to just stay there and pick a player. So I said all that to say this. If you're there at 20, if you like McNeil Warren, just take him, okay? Mm-hmm. If you can trade down to 26 and pick up some extra picks, just take him. Just do. You need to come out of this draft no matter what. I do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear another Cowboy player, from content creators, from everybody at the Star. Well, he needs 3 years to develop. He needs to. Like, man, look, I'm gonna tell you this right here.
I ain't got time for that.
Oh.
I'm looking at my bedroom window right now. If we draft somebody and they talking about they need 3 or 4 years to develop, my wife is gonna be calling the insurance company. I'm throwing everything in this room out this window right here. Y'all gonna see it on the news. Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah. Just pick good players and put them on the field and let them play. That's what they should have did when they could have took Laporta. They left in that 23 draft. They left so many good players on the board. I tell my son all the time, the 5th round picks, a lot of times in the 5th round, guys, there are guys in the 5th round that have 3rd and 4th round grades on them. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is pick them. And year after year after year, the Cowboys, they do goofy stuff in the 5th round. Last year, they had multiple 5th round picks that were good players on the board. They traded up to draft Shamar James. They could have just stayed where they were and took him. They left better players on the board. So just take good players. And I think Christian Parker, what I'm seeing from him, I think he's going to be able to impress Steven and Jerry and Will McClay, that these are the kind of players that I need for this defense. I need ballers. I need guys that love football. Just looking at his personality, I was asking my son, and you guys, this is definitely an OG thing. They was talking about he was wearing 2 watches, which that went way over my head. Christian Parker.
Yeah, well, he's strange, Newt. You know?
He's
a nerdy Newt.
He had studs on his glasses.
Oh yeah.
And they was talking about his shoe collection. That just lets me know he's gonna immediately connect with the players in the locker room. More importantly, he wants players that have swag, that play a certain way, that play a certain way. This right kind of guy stuff, hopefully that's what he's able to get Steven and Jerry out of.
Yes. Let me throw this in because I was wrong. I didn't get it in. We just talked about the nickel. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, everybody. Hey, Christopher Lawson.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat.
A lot of people in the chat, man. We appreciate all you guys. Everybody hit that like button. Wherever you're watching from, hit that like button if you're enjoying the OGs tonight. Hit that like button. That won't cost you absolutely nothing. Hit that like, smash it a few times for us. Please. This helps us out. Let me throw this in. Christian Parker also gave a clue, a major clue. You knew with the reporters, that's why I was glad Jerry and Steven was not there, because we got to hear him talk a whole lot more. And one of the major things that we heard was that we running a 3-4. And being that it is a 3-4, anybody knows anything about a 3-4, your outside linebackers are going to have a dual role. They're going to get down, put their hand in the dirt sometime, and then they also going to have to drop. And so when you start talking about an outside linebacker that you know that's going to be running a 3-4, they obviously have to have the ability to cover, whether that's dropping in the zone or even maybe a little man principles there. And I said, okay, because nobody knew. I know you heard him say we're going to do multiple, but when you start talking about where he comes from Vance Joseph. He comes from Vic Vangiano. Listen, those are 3-4 guys. This is what he learned from. So you can expect a lot of 3-4. So even on that note, when we start talking draft or your free agents in the linebacker position, they better be a hybrid type dude. And so when you look at our roster now, you know, you're going to roll with Overshown as long as you can. You know, hopefully he can stay healthy because he's explosive. I think Overshown can do it all, to be honest with you, when he's healthy. Maris Leofile, however, comes into question. He's explosive, but can he cover? I don't know. I'm not trying to down Maris at all. I don't know what Parker feels about him. So if we start talking about the draft, this brings another whole element into play. And I saw a name in the chat. I believe it was Tyrone, who said, whatever you do, don't call out Falk name. Falk is the dude from Auburn. And Auburn plays a 3-4-D. And Falk, of course, did it. And for some reason, some people like Falk, some people don't. But if you're going to run a 3-4, you're going to have to get some guys that kind of familiar with it. You're going to have to get, whether that's a rookie or not, you're going to have to get somebody in there. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm thinking that changes maybe a little bit of the style or draft or who you're looking for. You can say we need linebackers, but what type of linebackers is what I'm talking about. Because in order to run what he wants to run, you just can't have the old big dude, outside, a guy that can just flat out run but can't cover. See what I'm saying? You can't. Can your linebacker drop in the coverage? Can your linebacker set an edge? Can your linebacker blitz off the edge? Can your linebacker, and I'm not trying to compare, but I'm saying if y'all want to get a picture in mind, can you be somewhat of a DeMarcus Ware? Ware could do it all. But we use him obviously as a pass rusher. But Ware could drop if need be. He had that type of speed. This is what he's looking for. Now, I don't know what y'all perspective is on that, but I kind of looked at linebacker. A lot of people like Mr. Rodriguez from Texas Tech, but he's an inside guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking outside linebacker type dudes like Overshown, possibly Leofow. Who are those guys? A lot of y'all talking about Nakobe Dean coming over. Nakobe is kind of an inside guy. Not, I don't think he's really outside. I think he can do it, but I don't think he's primarily inside guy. What y'all think about that? Since he's going 3-4, I don't know.
Well, your pressure usually from a 3-4 comes from. The pass rush usually comes from the outside linebacker position in 3-4, because your defensive ends are defensive ends, but they're usually bigger guys, right?
Yes.
But one of the things I thought about was I look over at Pittsburgh and they got they got some guys that can get after you, Nick Herbig, and they got all kinds of guys over there that TJ Watt. They got all kind of guys that can get after you. And I thought Herbig was actually a free agent, but I think
Herbig is a free agent, and he would be tremendous.
You say he is a free agent?
He's a free agent. He would be tremendous.
Yeah, he'd be tremendous. And I kind of if we're going. And then, we can kind of move over to this conversation, but the Max Crosby talk. I think Max might be one of those guys that just fits anything. I think guys with motors and guys with the the smarts, they can just play anywhere. It doesn't matter. They're not so, whatever 3-4-4-3. That doesn't kind of matter. You can just get those guys out there. They'll make plays for you. But I remember seeing Nick Herbig play, and I was thinking it was Watt. No, every time we back there at the quarterback, it was him. I was like, whoa, this guy, he could play. Why I hadn't heard of him? And so, those kind of guys, you maybe actually not give up the farm for those type of guys,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the background on Herbig and why the Steelers wouldn't just prefer to keep him. I haven't really heard the backstory on that. Why would he be available? But I don't like Falk. I've watched. I haven't done watched a lot of players.
I ain't crazy about him either. Not at 20. I'm not crazy.
I'm gonna tell you, Falk reminds me a little bit of DeMarcus Lawrence, but I don't think he's that kind of. He's not as good as Lawrence was when he came out of Boise State. So Falk, to me, he just fits the profile of the player. If you take him, we're gonna be doing a 3-year waiting for him to develop type of thing. He's not a quick twitch player. So I listen to 105.3 The Fan, local sports show, radio here in Dallas. But Brian Broaddus, he did a scouting report on him. I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday. It wasn't a good report. There are a lot of players. I think Ty Church is saying he doesn't like Falk either. But he would be somebody that you could consider at 20. If you just get washed out and it's just not anybody there that you want to pick. So you got the Texas A&M guy. I had his name here. So I'm a Texas sports fan. I love watching Texas A&M, University of Texas. If U of H is playing, in the NCAA tournament, I'm always pulling for a Texas team. So I watched a whole bunch of Texas A&M games. I like their quarterback. So the player from Texas A&M is Cassius Howell.
Yes, sir.
I've probably watched about 6 or 7 A&M games. He just never stood out to me. So there's some guys there. They're going to kind of fit that 3-year develop mode. But that's what you're looking at 20. So that 20th pick, guys, it's going to be really tricky. We got to be real careful what we're doing there. I would love to trade down and pick up extra picks. That way, you drafting 3 or 4 players, and if one doesn't pan out, you'll probably be okay there. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Falcon. I'm not a big fan of the A&M guy as well.
So I wanted to add this before you go, Big Time. But what they said about Falk was he looks the part, but if you go look at his stats, he just didn't kind of show up on. It doesn't it doesn't translate to the field, is what I
I
heard.
don't. I don't. He's okay, but I don't want him. Me personally, I don't want him. I just think that that's where we're hearing a lot. They're saying he's a first round guy at the lower tier, and 20 is actually high. But I don't think that we need that type of dude. Let me throw this in. Let me put this seed of an idea in some of your heads. As I told you guys about me and my partner Marlon, who we talk at least once a week. And it's always football, and all season he be trying to drill me to see what my head is with certain things. And he brought this up, so I'm not gonna take credit for it at all. And I just want to run this by y'all in the chat. I want to see if Marlon, if you're here, then you can expound a little bit on it in the chat here. He said, why don't we, because Overshown can do outside.
Yeah.
I believe he could do a 3-4 outside linebacker. He said, why don't we re-sign Clowney and Overshown? And that would be kind of like doing two birds with one stone. The reason why I'm saying it is because Overshown, you can't trust his health. But if you got Clowney and Overshown, because Clowney can do the 3-4. He can be your outside guy as well. He can drop. He's done that before. What if they kind of like split the snaps? You're effective both ways. Clowney was effective last year. Overshown, we can just keep him healthy, and you still got Clowney there. That would be pretty good. I like that idea. What y'all think about that?
So,
because nobody's not talking about Clowney coming back, and I want him back. That's me.
So big time, check your mic. I think you might be coming through your computer.
Okay.
Where your sound.
Okay.
So I'm looking at Kale's chat, and so we haven't talked about Anthony Hill, who I really like a lot.
Yeah.
He will be another player at 20. If you get, your board just gets all off track, Anthony Hill will be another player. You could just take him at 20 and just be done with it. I like Rodriguez a lot. So you guys mentioned Rodriguez on one of our early shows. I didn't really know who you guys were talking about, but I have seen him. I love him. Again, he will be another player if you get to 20 and things haven't panned out, you haven't got a phone call to trade down. If you take Rodriguez at 20, you're going to be fine. So Kels has them all. She got them right there in the chat. Just take a good player and you'll be straight. There's no reason to reach in this draft. If you got Minkah Fitzpatrick and you signed him, some other guys, we talked about Blankenship earlier. What you want to do, guys, is just start working on rebuilding your defense, rebuilding your team, and let's just go out here and, Dallas could be the team that nobody wants to play if you do this right.
Well, somebody said something to me, man, because you brought up Anthony Hill Jr. Not said something to me, but I heard this and it was so true. Anthony Hill Jr. came into at University of Texas balling, right, this first year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing it ever since. But somebody said, man, sometimes those guys that come in like that, he says, because they hit the scene and they made such a big splash, and now they've been playing consistently for 3 years. He said it's kind of like the excitement isn't there for that player anymore, but that player is still great. He said, but the person that jumps on the screen like the last year makes it, that person goes up. He said you got to watch. Like nothing's changed with Anthony Hill Jr. Man, the guy's been great the whole time, and he's going to be a great pro. But it seems like some luster falls off his draft status because it was 2 years ago he hit the scene, and you know what I'm saying. But it's interesting that he said that because he brought up a wide receiver. I can't remember who it is now that's going to be drafted this year. But he said this guy came in and he's been great. He said it's just that like he was great his first year, and and it feel like he's tailed off, but he hasn't. So like you get Anthony Hill Jr. and then you get a Rodriguez. Anthony Hill Jr. has been great for 3 years at least. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long Rodriguez has been great for.
Wow. I just wanted to put that. Am I sounding all right now?
Yeah, you sound good, man.
You do. Hey, I got a question for you, Big Time.
Yo.
So is Rodriguez a brother?
No.
He's not.
No.
Okay. All right.
He's Latino for sure.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But he is a bad boy.
Yeah.
I like, but the only pushback that you probably would get, Joe, on that is that his draft grade is somewhere almost right between the 3rd and 4th round. That's what I unless he's advanced. I don't think.
Let me see where he is on this board. I'm looking at while y'all talking.
Go ahead. That's the only pushback. He's a first team All-American. I mean, he's a bad boy now. Ain't no question about that. But I don't know if you grabbed him at 20, folks will say that's a reach.
So on this board I'm looking at, he's a 73rd ranked player.
So 73rd would be bottom of the third.
Top of the third.
Yeah.
Top of the third.
So that's the only thing with that. Now to go back what you were saying, that is where you were talking about earlier about trading and getting back possibly in the 3rd round.
Yeah, that's where he comes into play.
That's where you're talking to get somebody like him. I doubt very seriously. I've done a few mock drafts and Rodriguez lasted until the 4th round. So I've seen it happen, but there's mock drafts. But
yeah, I'm watching him now. I've seen him play. Let me just say this: if you trade back, you draft him in the 2nd or 3rd round, you're gonna be good.
You're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now he played for the coach. Just so you guys know, so Joey McGuire, the coach for Texas Tech, he's one of the up and coming hot coaches in college football. So Joey McGuire coached at Cedar Hill High School.
I remember that,
which is one of the cities that we lived in back in the day. Cedar Hill, DeSoto, they're Duncanville, exactly. That's the down here where I'm from. But yeah, Joey McGuire was a head coach at Cedar Hill High School, and so if you playing for Joey McGuire, you can be on my team, and you're gonna play well.
Yes.
Hey, is it possible we can pivot for a moment here? Because I don't want to go too far, because I think one of the hottest topics is Pickens, and I want to see what y'all kind of thought about that, because they're talking about the first contact is going to be at the combine with the agent. So I want to see if y'all had what kind of thoughts y'all had on this process going forward.
Me personally, I can make mine real quick. I still think, I think that there's unwritten tension there between Jerry, Steven, and Dave Mulugata. Did I pronounce his name right?
I think it's Mulugata.
Mulugata.
Another fret. I think that there's I don't think Jerry is too fond of him. And I think because this dude is on magazine covers and being known as the number one agent or whatever. Forgive me, I got to do this. I'm sorry, y'all. James Goddard just sent me a $10 super chat.
Oh, yes.
Says, good evening, youngsters. Do you think there's an NFL team to be willing to take the 20th pick from Dallas and give them a 2nd round, 3rd round pick? I do. I do, for real. I think Dallas is going to have the phone ringing off the hook at 20. And they'll just have to make a decision. If it, sometimes you get an offer that you can't refuse, and you'll take it. And that way it can happen. I can see that. Appreciate that super chat, James. Thank you so much for that. I think that Dave Mulugata, I believe that he is a problem. I think Jerry wants to put him in his place. This is just me talking. It's just me talking. I don't have no. I don't think. I think they want to prove a point like you ain't running nothing here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And he tried it with Micah, and you heard what Jerry said. I don't want to talk to agents. I did everything with Micah, and that was it. Well, you run into this same guy. The difference is Pickens is a different breed, and said right from the beginning, I don't do nothing. You talk to my agent. It's the agent they don't want to talk to. And so I think there's going to be some issues. I don't think it's going to get done quick. I think it might be done much, close to the deadline, because they love to say deadlines make deals. I believe that this will be the case.
I do not like that.
I just feel like if you had a different agent, I believe this thing probably will get done, especially once you're hearing. I don't know how true it is. They're saying Pickens only want $30 million. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true that is, but if it is that, they ought to be running to get that deal done, because you getting Pickens at a bargain.
Yeah.
As crazy that may sound, at $30 million a year. But I make a long story short again, I think that I believe my frat brother is a problem for Jerry Jones.
Yeah, so he is our frat brother. So we're gonna take just put some hope in him out there. So look, deadlines make deals, hang around the rim. We like our guys. We got bust a budget.
Yeah.
That's another reason I'm glad they were not at the press conference the other day. So I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna say this. So I think last year when they traded Micah right before the season start, I think that really had an impact on our team, especially the defensive side of the ball. It wasn't something that helped your team. I say this right here: if they don't get this Pickens deal done, it's going to impact your starting quarterback, because he wants to get him signed, and it's going to impact your offense. So the Cowboys, they will be foolish for 2 years in a row to just basically just hit your team, slap them in the face coming out of the gate. There's just no reason to do that. I think David Mulugeta, very sharp guy. He gets good deals for his players. I also think he's a reasonable guy. He has a reputation of not being reasonable. I don't think David is looking to not get this deal done. And so I think I mentioned this on our last show. If Jerry and Steven, and I think it's mostly Jerry, if they don't get this deal done, if I'm Dak, I'm just going in. I'm saying just transfer me to trade me to Houston or New England. I can go to New England or Houston. I can win the Super Bowl in the next year or so. That's what I'm doing if I'm Dak. But I'm thinking that they're going to get it worked out. What I will say is being reasonable. I don't think David Mulugeta is going to ask for 41 million. It's probably going to come in like around 35, 34. And I think that's where you get it done. But we're not going to know until we know. But I'll say that if you don't get this done, if you're Dak, like what is Dak's mindset?
So on this whole thing, I see Kelly Kells kind of said something that said nobody really likes your frat. So yeah, I've been a big David Mulugeta fan just from these last couple of years. The reason why is because I've told you guys before, he caught way too much flack last year. Only thing the guy was doing is doing what an agent's supposed to do. Jerry, the one that stepped out of proper protocol. I've given y'all the example of buying a car, and I'll give it to you real quick. If I'm calling the car dealership about a BMW, and I tell them that my wife is me and the guys talking, I tell them we're gonna talk numbers, but my wife will be there 30 minutes before me. And if I go in there and my wife has already test driven a car, and the guy tells me, yeah, but we already got the numbers straight. Me and your wife already got the numbers straight. I say, well, no, you're not supposed to talk numbers with my wife. You're supposed to talk numbers with me. Yeah, but she verbally agreed for $600 a month. I said, sir, you know that we talked about this, and you know the proper protocol is to talk to me. We've already had this discussion. I'll be very pissed at that guy. And I think anybody in here would be too. So my thing, and this is for Kelly, for Kels, is this. I've I've proposed this to people. If Jerry were to call David Melagella and say, "Hey, let's come on in and talk about this contract," Michael Parsons is still a Dallas Cowboy. The issue came when he tried to go around him, and then Jerry got mad, and then the disrespect came because he wouldn't say his name. Now, let me just be real about that, because big time you said something that was true. Part of it is he want to put this boy in his place.
There you go.
Right? That's just what it is, man. If that was a white agent, he'd have a different perspective on it. But he don't like that, man. He does not like that. And so I'm not saying I'm a David Melagetta fan. I don't know him, but that guy did nothing wrong. And I don't know how he turned. Jerry is so powerful with this media. He turned half the fan base against a guy that was just doing his doggone job. That's
just
all.
Being an agent,
huh?
Just being an agent.
Just being an agent, man. So the first thing is that I think if they get off on the right foot, if you just go talk to the agent like you're supposed to. And one other thing that he said, and I listened to Boston Show today, and I know that Jerry said this because I heard him say it. They asked him about the negotiation. He said, "Well, I can negotiate nice, but there's the other side of me. There's no GM in sports that can say something about they have another side of them." Think about that. He's saying the mean side, the aggressive side. You can't afford to be that way as a GM, y'all. That's his whole thing. You can't afford to be that way as a GM. You can't get emotional. You cannot get you can't get in your feelings as a GM. It's a player acquisition business. And I don't want to get into that keep your job thing again because I've said that before. But back to Pickens. It just depends on what he wants, man. I think some people are putting out there, they're trying to, if he wants $42 million, nobody ever said $42 million. If he wants $30 million, nobody ever said 30. We don't know what the number is right now.
Mm-mm.
But the thing is that we just got to figure out what he wants, see if it fits, man. He might, hey, if it's 35, 36, and we say, hey, man, we could do way more than just 36 to pay him. We got a defense that was pretty much last in the league last year. How can we afford to spend $70 million on a wide receiver position? I definitely get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go through the process of trying to sit down and negotiate fairly instead of backdooring somebody and trying to save $1.5 million here and $500,000 there, then you don't come up with it the right way. Jerry, I feel you, man. Like, no, we need a defensive end for this amount of money. We need this. We can't pay this much. If the guy's saying he don't want to budge off $38 million or something like that, nah. Because to be honest with you, I love Pickens, but Pickens, he ain't got the years Jefferson had. He ain't got the years that I'm talking about the amount of years that CD had. He didn't have those things. So some of these other guys have put in 4 or 5 years, 4 years of that kind of play, and they got paid. So he's only put in 1 year. So you got to take that into consideration. So I think if they go through the process at the combine by talking to the agent first, approaching the agent like you're supposed to, like he would have did, Michael would still be here if he'd have did that. And then that's starting off on the right foot. And if it doesn't get done because the numbers are too high, I definitely understand that. You have it's two things, positions I take. Can you afford to have 2 wide receivers with that amount of pay? Is that going to hinder you from helping your defense? The number 2 thing is, can you afford to have 3 defensive tackles that's being paid $20 million? Those are 2 things I think about. And I wonder, how can we help ourselves in those 2 areas? And not signing Pickens could be one of them.
Let me say this. I think the way it's going to go is that Dave is going to ask for, just throwing something out. I think the intent, I think George would be happy with somewhere between 30 and 32. But I think Miguel's going to raise it up and say, hey, we want 35.
Yeah, but that's his job.
That's called negotiation. I mean, you work down from there. He's going to try to get as much as he can. I think that's the way that it's going to go, but I think it's going to be, Jerry loved to say it's not personal. And yet I believe he is making this personal with this war with him. I can see that happening. Let me pause and go a total different way, because I don't know if y'all noticed in the chat, but I don't know if he's still there. But man, there's a kid Cowboy signing. I see Kid Cowboy in the building.
Now, is Kid Cowboy the new West Side
No, that's
Harold?
the guy. Yes, that's him.
Oh, really?
That's the one. That's the one that don't blame everything on Dak Prescott. 'cause he
Oh,
can't
yeah,
stand
yeah.
Dak
Oh
Prescott.
yeah.
Y'all remember him? Kid Cowboy, where have you been? Get off the Dak thing real quick. Because he done called us delusional and everything in the chat. I saw him. I don't know if he's here. You know, if you don't recognize him, he go crazy. There he is. He say, I'm here. He on somebody.
Now, where is Kid
Hold
Cowboy out of?
I don't
do we
know
know?
what Kid
Do we know?
Cowboy, where are you from? Are you in Texas? I mean, he's older than all. Well, he's older than me.
Is
He's been
he
a
in,
Cowboy fan since '72, I
Oh,
believe.
he's a Cowboy fan. Okay.
You can't
so he's
tell.
been around.
You can't
Nah.
tell he a Cowboy fan. Trust me. There's
hey.
nobody on the team he liked. Nobody. He
So-
thought that Joe Milton was supposed to start over Dak Prescott. He thought that Cooper Rush was better than Dak Prescott. He thought Trey Lance was better than
Wow.
Dak Prescott. See, this is the kind of guy we talking about. So, but
Yes.
Kid Cowboy, where have you been? I haven't seen you in my chat antagonizing people in a long time. Where you been, man? We missed you. I miss you. Kid Cowboy been blocked in everybody else's chat. I ain't never blocked. I haven't done it. I like Kid Cowboy.
I think Kid Cowboy might have been on our channel too.
Yeah,
1966. All
He's
right.
been born in 1966, so he's a Cowboy fan, so he say. But you couldn't tell the way he talk bad about the team. So I don't know.
I want to say this.
There you go. Here comes somebody
troll.
saying he's a troll. Yeah, he's
Like
a troll.
East Side Harold. I was gonna
Oh, my
say this. Quiet as kept. You know East Side Harold was a Cowboys fan, right?
He never listened to no Houston Texans podcast. He stayed on with every show. He stayed on Ball Show, my show, West Cowboy. I mean, West Coast. Y'all show.
The Texans will be playing, and he'll be on our shows.
Yeah, he be on our shows the whole time. Like, dude.
And I would love to hear him call into your show.
Oh,
He would always say, "Sir, let me tell you something, sir."
Yeah,
that was his favorite word. I beg your pardon, sir.
Man, where is he, man? We been trying to figure out where he at.
I'm kind of concerned about East Side Harold.
Especially when the Texans were the last couple of years been playing good.
Yeah,
I know something wrong.
Yeah, I hope he's good,
I hope he's living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't miss nothing. I got people in the chat because people know that he used to come in. I don't know where East Side is, man.
I mean, like before the show come on, he be in the chat already. Like the show introduction.
First one.
Yeah.
The Texas be on. He ain't watching nobody.
He don't care about no Texas.
And so,
and
I would say
breaking news.
Rondale Moore.
Oh man, yeah, the Cardinals guy. He played with Purdue.
Okay, yeah, man. That's
breaking news here. Oh my goodness.
That's not good news. But yeah, I was just saying earlier, man. Watching that Houston defense, you put Dak on that team, I think they can win the whole thing. It'll be like Seattle all over again. But Dak wants to stay here, man. You know, Dak is a Cowboy. He's not loyal to the Joneses. He's put the time in. You know, he just needs to build a team around him. And you take Pickens out of the mix. I just don't know what message it sends to your team. And obviously, if the contract is they're asking for too much,
it sends the consistent message that they've been sending for the last 10 to 12 years. They're cheap. That's the message that they're sending. If you're trying to do that, you know, we've gotten to a bad habit that when our players get to be all pro status type players, we let them go.
Yeah,
we're one of the few organizations that you let Amari Cooper go. You let when Amari Steele was incredibly productive.
Yeah,
you let Parsons go. Obviously, that's the latest one. You let DeMarcus Lawrence leave. Now he a champion. You let DeMarcus Ware leave. You let Emmitt Smith leave. I mean, come on now. I mean, we do this, and it's always have something to do with money. It's time to pay these guys. and we let them go. And I don't. We let go of people, man.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. I don't think it's gonna get this way with Pickens because the whole organization knows what this dude means to this offense. I don't think it's gonna. I just think we're gonna have last minute drama.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think Kels helped me. I think it's July the 15th. Before the tag. Either you're gonna play on the tag or you gonna lose money. We got a little ways to go. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing with Pickens lasts all the way up until July. I mean, I could see it.
Well, Kel said in the chat that Pickens camp wants $30 million, which to me, if that's the case, that shouldn't take long at all.
It should.
I mean,
yeah.
But it's the ideal, as I've always said, because I'm still sticking there until I see it. I've always said the ideal Jerry Jones paying two guys $30 million for wide receiver position. That just ain't him. It's just
so you make a good point. And so I think we're in this content creating space. We all here for a reason. We're doing our OG podcast. You got other content creators. A lot of the content creators, they kind of go back and forth and go at each other and whatnot. So, I'm listening to Landlord and Henny. So you guys familiar with your guy Nix?
Yeah, I know Nix.
Yeah.
I listen to him a lot. So Nix, Landlord, Henny, they in the pro Pickens camp. They want to get Pickens signed. And you got some other content creators that they don't want to sign Pickens and they want to get Crosby. So I understand it all. I just think myself that he's 24 years old. He's outside of the box of what we've normally done, and what we've done for 30 years. We've done the safe thing. We've done the we don't want to have two receiver things, whatever the case may be. Everything that you've done before, why just keep going down the same old road? Even with the salary cap, you've done that thing for 30 years with this. We can't pay this guy. We can't pay that guy. And then I wanted to say one thing real quick before we wrap up. Jerry Jones is just, he continues to go on check. He will just say things that if you just fresh out of journalism school, you already should have just written down comeback responses, B-Bird, when you covering the Joneses. So one thing that he said it again this week. He said that Michael Parsons priced himself off the team. But the immediate comeback to him saying that should be, you could have signed Michael Parsons 2 years ago and you would have got him for a cheap rate. All you had to do was just do the deal and you would have got him done.
Correct.
The other thing that he doesn't mention, so you're saying that Michael priced himself off the team. So did Deron Bland, Jay Ferguson, and Osa Digizua price themselves off the team? Michael should have been paid before all of those contracts were done. So when you look at those contracts in big time, you talked about Osa on your show. What is Osa done? So did Osa outprice himself off the team?
Right.
So when Jerry says those things, it should be like he shouldn't be allowed to get away with just he says stuff like that, and nobody calls him on it.
So I want to talk a little bit about something that Big Time said earlier. It seems as though like the Joneses almost like hate when players do real well, like that year CD had. They like, oh my God, we got to pay this guy. I don't want him to do well. And I've always, this is a concept that I have and I understand it because I play it in my mind, but a lot of people don't understand this concept, and y'all might not understand it even after I say it. When Jerry sits down and negotiates a contract, he's negotiating with his personal money versus a GM that's negotiating with somebody else's money. So let me tell you the difference between it. I'm gonna try to explain this real quick. I used to work on a gambling boat. And so after the casino, after the boat docked or we was out there, we just had to go count the money at night. And it's a long time ago. But we'd count like $1 million, $1.5 million. So I was just talking to some of my friends one time. It's like, well, what you do? I said, yeah, count money. So how much is like, man, we count like $1 million every night, like 1.5. It's like $1 million, man. That's a lot of money, man. $1 million. I say, it ain't my money though. We're just counting it. It's like, it ain't even like money no more. It's like mine. If that was my gambling boat and I was counting, I count everything slow. Why? Because this is my money. You see what I'm saying? This is my profit. I'm gonna take it to heart. So when Jerry goes to negotiate, y'all, he's negotiating like the second part, right? He's not just going through the motions and getting things done. He's taking it. That's why he gets into emotions about Dak. That's why he went and got Trey Lance. That's why last year he went to Parsons on the side, because it's his money. And that's the thing that we fall into, y'all. We fall into people that he's so particular about his money, and it shouldn't be his money. That's why you need a go-between. That's why you need a general manager who is only trying to get talent on the team and fit it up under the salary cap. Now he may have to move some money around. Why? Because these folks ain't gonna let me be here for 15 years. They're gonna let me be here for 5 years. I gotta win. And how do I win? I have to get talent on this team. What about the money? Man, I ain't worried about the money. I ain't worried about the money. That ain't my money. That's another guy's money. He gives me a budget, and as long as I stay within that budget, and I can move some stuff around, I need these players, man. That dude in Philadelphia, he's GMing for his job because it ain't his money. He can just go out there and make plays, man. So I just wanted to kind of bring that to it because people don't understand that his money and not his money thing. We have the only GM that's negotiating with players with his money, and that's why he gets in his feelings about it, man.
Wow. That's a good place to close right there. Exactly. I agree with Kel. Kel said this. That's a mini series. That's what it is, Kel.
Mm-hmm.
Kel said JJ is the reason for the salary cap. That's another whole story.
Yeah,
that's a documentary.
It sure is.
Go with that. So that's a great place to close with that, y'all. With what B-Bird just let go of.
Hey, big time. I want to say one thing before you go, man. Shout out to you, man, because you went out there with your son, been out there all day, man. Just made it back about 10 minutes before game time here, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Man, I just got sleepy. Just saying. For those that don't know, my son is just he sets my schedule because he plays AAU basketball. So if anybody's familiar with the AAU circuit, you know that the weekends are nothing but pure basketball all day, And today was one of those days. He had 2 games on Thursday, and then today he had 3 games. So we've been putting in the miles on my little Jeep today, all around the city of Memphis. And that started at 9 this morning, and literally about 10 minutes, well, I say 15 minutes before we came on, I had just walked into the house. So that is a lot of time. But as usual, when I get around my brothers here, make it go easy. So I'm good. Actually, y'all done gave me second life. I ain't sleeping no more. I'm actually about to watch the fight. I think Barreros and Garcia fight tonight. I think our girl is playing fighting tonight. Carissa Shields, I believe, fights tonight. So I'm gonna be watching her as well. So I'm gonna be up now. So y'all done gave me my second win. Listen, everybody go around the table, tell everybody where you at. That way we can go ahead and close this thing on out.
All right, man. And again, great show, guys, and appreciate you big time. Busy day coming in, and look, OGs, we can always rearrange our schedule. We're professionals. We've been doing this our whole life. Hey, the world, we be in a much better place if they would just listen to the OGs. We know what's happening here. So, our show. So I do a show with my son. It's called Father and Son, Cowboys and Sports Talk. So I started a show with my son. We started doing content a couple of years ago. So we still in the stages of really just putting our channel together. And my son is a college student, and he's in a the media world. So I do it with him. So a lot of our dads out there set the example. So these three guys on this show right here, super dads. I'll give us our own pat on the back. So you can find me also on Twitter at Cowboy Joe 64. So check me out on there, and then check out me and my son on our show, and then go over and subscribe to all of our shows, B Bird and Big Time Show, and we certainly trying to put our mark on the content creating game from a Cowboy standpoint.
All right. And so I'm B Bird Cowboy. Y'all can catch me at YouTube, on X, man. And it's always great to sit with my friends here, man, my brothers, man, and just talk a little bit of Cowboy football, man. I appreciate y'all. And the chat, man. The chat is getting even more full and more boisterous. So I love it. Kels, everybody else that contribute in too, man. The information y'all giving us, man, we definitely appreciate that. It brings a lot to the conversation. Again, fellas, this is great, and I guess we'll see y'all next week. But check me out on Twitter, same handle, YouTube, man, when y'all get a chance.
And of course, you guys know me. I hope you do. Those of you that are on B Bird's channel and Cowboy Joe channel, if you don't know me, I'm Big Time of the Big Time Show. Simple. Just follow me there. Just type it in: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I'm even on TikTok, and I ain't even say hello to my folks on TikTok. Hey, y'all, I'm sorry I ain't even got to you. Let me see if y'all still here. I ain't even looked one time. I actually forgot that I hooked up the channel, and I'm trying to see if I can get you there. Okay, oh my goodness, I done had 88 people show up.
Look at you.
I'm sorry, y'all. They ain't with me right now, but I guess because I didn't want to recognize them. See, that's the penalty of having all this stuff and all these channels. You can't really see. Hello to all of you that are on X or Twitter or whatever time you're watching this. I appreciate all of you guys coming and hanging with me. Road Show, I see you. Everybody, man, I missed all of this. Okay. Let me get off TikTok. TikTok dangerous. Listen, hit those notifications. Everybody hit the bells. Whatever you have to do to get the sign on your phone to say live notifications from either three of us. That way you can watch our individual shows. But our target date, obviously, when we come together, we try our best to get together on Friday nights at 7 p.m. That's usually our day that we kind of carved out. And if we can't do it, you can rest assured we're coming just like now. Y'all know that my regular show, individual show, is on Saturday. At whatever time I come on, I try to do it at 3 o'clock. But obviously I knew I wasn't going to do it today. And then I know I did not do the OG show. And so I don't care nothing about my individual show. I got plenty of time to do that. I just got to make sure I get on with my brothers here because this thing is kind of lighting up. I don't know if you guys checked out my channel, guys. I want to thank all of you that watched the OG podcast show from last time. Just on my YouTube page alone, there were over 1,500 views. Just on the YouTube. I ain't even got to the Facebook page on that. So all of you that watched and whether however long you watched it, we appreciate all you guys that come and just hang with us on the show. Hopefully y'all like what we talking about. Let me say this real quick. I see somebody, I don't know who channel is on. It may be B Bird or yours, Joe. Somebody say they from Memphis, so I'm right here in Memphis, Anthony Sports. Appreciate you, homeboy.
And I worked in Memphis off and on for 30 some years.
I don't know who channel he's on, but Anthony Sports. I'm right here in Memphis as we speak. This is why I am. So, Anthony, you gotta connect with me some type of way. I love shaking hands with my people from hometown. Who knows? We may bump into.
Subscribe to our channels.
Yeah, do that, Anthony Sports. Subscribe to the Big Time Show. Subscribe to the B Bird Cowboys and Subscribe to Cowboy Joe's channel, Father and Sons podcast. It's incredible. All right, I'm done, y'all.
All right.
Great show.
All right,
Appreciate
brothers.
y'all.
All right, take care.
Hey, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a call, man. Remember?
I am.
All right, brother.
All right. Well,
Take care.
They got other business to take care of. So y'all go on handle it, and I'm getting out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next time. This has been Cowboys OG podcast, and we are out.
Take care, guys.
All right, fellas.